Thank you very much. And good evening to all viewers. Good morning or afternoon, for depending on where you're watching from. Uh, I'll be talking on wealth creation in Nigeria, specifically Delta State, one of the states in Nigeria, and it will be based on social protection of educated youth. I'm by name Prayer Joseph Timipre, a Nigerian, and I'm currently doing my PhD studies in RAU, the School of Business and Entrepreneurship, and basically my research area is on social protection and value-added agribusiness as solutions to youth poverty and unemployment in Nigeria, and specifically using Delta State as a case study as well. So this is just something that I've brought out from my research work, and I'm in my second year of my research. Well, since we are talking about Nigeria, it will be good to give us just a little overview of Nigeria. This you see is the map of Nigeria with 36 states in Nigeria, and we have a population of about 200 million as estimated. And if you look at the down part of the map, you will see from where the arrow points at, Delta, and that is the states that we are discussing about. Delta State in 2006 census had a population of up to 4 point something million, and it was estimated in 2016 that the population was around 5.7 million. I believe by down, which is 2020, the population should be around 6-7 million now. And it is an oil producing state, and it was created in 1991 among other states. It has 25 local governments, but we'll be looking at wealth creation as a start. When we talk about wealth creation, we know there are various concepts and views concerning wealth creation. However, based on this presentation, we're looking at just two areas of wealth creation, which is the human capital that talks about the intangible resources that deals with areas of skills, talents, abilities, training, the things that are intangible. And we will still talking about the financial capital. And in the financial capital, as a world, we'll be talking about money. We know financial capital still contains something like equity and all the rest, but for the sake of these riches, we'll be looking at money. Wow, I love this picture here. And this picture is just a pure demonstration of social protection. And from this picture, I'll bring out two stories. One story, a very old story, and is a real life story of about 8,000 people that were together in Israel. And this group of people were together, and what they did was that each of them that had possession of lands or properties sold their goods and brought their money, and they gathered it together and reached out to those that were in need. And it was confirmed that none of the people among them was ever in need. Why? Because they were protecting themselves socially, looking out for each other. And the second story I want to bring from this is a real life story about market women that discovered that people, some beggars, do come to the market environment to always pick on the dirt food, the dustbin, the dirt, and to eat from there, disturbing the market environment. So one of them decided to gather the market women and gave a suggestion: why don't we just organize a feeding program to feed these people? And they organized a feeding program, and they began to feed these beggars. And these beggars stopped begging because they had a place to eat. And that is a pure social protection program, even if it might not be stated in that fact. And what I'm seeing this young girl doing, I can still coin it as a social protection, because she has an ice cream the boy doesn't have. She has what she has licked, from the ice cream, and she's reaching out to the boy to have a portion of it, which is social protection to me. So that takes us So what is the social protection we are talking about in this presentation? We are talking about training, we are talking about financial support, we are talking about equipment support, we are talking about land support, we are talking about enabling environment for marketing. Those are the basic things that we are looking at in this presentation. And we'll be looking at two programs that are social protection programs that were the instrument used in Delta State in creating wealth. And one of them is called YAGEP. YAGEP simply means Youth Agricultural Entrepreneurship Program. And this program is an agricultural-based program and is focused in the area of training people in fishery, training people in poultry, training people in piggery, training people in cassava production, in rice production, and in vegetable production. And the second aspect program we'll be looking at is called STEP. And this program is a non-agricultural program and is coined STEP as Skill Training and Entrepreneurship Program. And the program had this sets of fashion. It was based on fashion, catering, electricity, hairdressing, plumbing, training people on these areas for them to be self-employed. Both programs were to make people to be self-employed, and it was focused on youth. That is why you see youth. It was focused on youth and basically educated youth. By educated youth, I mean youths that have either finished their secondary school or that have finished their higher institutions or that are in higher institution. Now, beginning with the YAGEP program, they just some of the bags of rice that are produced by some of the rice farmers. We'll be beginning with that. And looking at the YAGEP program, begin to look at, carried out a field work on 140 beneficiaries from this program. And after thorough interview, I discovered from the statistical display that you are seeing, the historical, the bar chart that you are seeing, after an analysis, it was shown that the monthly income of the YAGEP respondents that participated in the program, that before they participated in the program, majority of them, more than 60% of them, they were earning less than 20,000 naira at the end of the month. And 20,000 naira, when you look at it in terms of the world poverty line, it is below the poverty line. And they were earning less than 20,000. And it was just few of them, less than 20% of them were earning about 20,000 naira, between 20,000 to 29,999. So it was just a pretty low figure, and most of them were in this category of earning less than the $1.9 rate of poverty line. And even the people that were earning above the poverty line were just few, less than 30% of them. And after their participation in the program, it was discovered that it was just a few number that are now earning less than 20%, 20,000 naira. And just from the bar chart, you can see that most of them, more than 80% of them, they are now earning above the poverty benchmark of $1.94. And looking at the second aspect, if in the area of jobs that were created, it was discovered that before they entered into the program, that most of them were earning about 28.6% of them had created, had some employees working for them. But among the total number of employees that were discovered at the end of the program, it was discovered that 23% were the employees that they had, before the program. At the end of it all, the 77% of employees came after the creation of the program. So most of them created more jobs for more people. So about 70% of the respondent or participants or beneficiaries was able to employ someone. And I decided to look at the number of people that are paid, and I discovered that about 321 persons were paid by the jobs created by these 140 beneficiaries. So it means out of 140 beneficiaries, 321 persons had job that gave them some kind of earning, even if though what they were earning was not that large or was not that much, but they had something to deal with in their homes. Now I decided to still look at the new businesses that have been created aside the programs, apart from the businesses that were established directly by the programs. I'm talking about the indirect businesses that were created. I discovered that about 919.3% of the respondents created 34 new businesses, and these new businesses happen to employ about 51 persons. Now, looking at other aspects of wealth creation, still talking about the human capital aspect of it, it was discovered that almost majority of the respondents had an improvement in terms of their skills or character. Because the communication skills of 87.9% of respondents were improved. 79.3% of the respondents became more creative and more innovative, and even the management skills were improved. About 88.6% of the respondents had increased management skills. Most of them were now capable of taking certain risks, and they became more self-confident and more determined to succeed. This takes us to the second aspect of the second program, which is the STEP program. Now, even in the STEP program, in terms of the income of the respondent before they participated, it was discovered that majority of them were still earning less than 20,000 naira, which is even below the current minimum wage in Nigeria. And after the program, it was discovered that majority of them are now earning, above the poverty line, if I'm to say, based on the US benchmark. And the jobs created, it was discovered that the STEP program, before the respondents participated in the program, about 12% of the total jobs that were created by these respondents, about 12% were before they participated, and at the end of the program, the rest of the 88% of more jobs were created. And by this STEP program, I interviewed 180 of the beneficiaries in order to know the impact of the programs in their life. And from these 180 respondents, it was discovered that they had 366 persons in their payroll, even though, like I said, the money the workers were paid might not be too huge, but at least 336 persons was earning certain amount of income from 180 people that benefited in a program. Now, there are indirect businesses that were also created, but 12.8% of the respondents were able to create 27 new indirect businesses that gave employment to 29 persons. Also, if you look at the improved skills in the area of improved skills is also seen that majority of the respondents had improved communication. They became more creative and innovative. They became more risk takers. They became more confident in self, and they became better managers and more determined. Now this takes me to the conclusion of my presentation. Now looking at the data that is being presented, I would like to make two quotes. Now the first quote is a quote from Elizabeth Gilbert. According to Elizabeth Gilbert, which is an American novelist, she said that you have to participate relentlessly in the manifestation of your own blessings. And when you look at the statement of a former Tanzanian president, Mwalimu, according to him, he said, you cannot develop people, but people have to develop themselves. Now, looking at my field work and everything, I came up with a conclusion that Nigeria must take the lead to create wealth in and for Nigerians, using the Nigerian resources, and to stop depending on other nations to overcome our poverty and unemployment challenge. Why? Because Nigeria can do this, but the issue is that Nigerians have to relentlessly participate in this process all by themselves. Just like the story of the 8,000 people that I gave, they did not go anywhere to borrow. They themselves look out for their valuable resources and raise resources for themselves in order to meet their needs, and none of them were in need. And this takes me to my concluding slide that states that inclusive social protection program that is financed and anchored by Nigeria and by Nigerians will be the bailout and for wealth creation, and will be the bailout for unemployment, and will be the bailout for poverty. By inclusive, I mean non-discriminative. By inclusive, I mean bringing in the informal workers also to the social protection programs. By inclusive, I mean bringing in the actual poor also to the social protection program. By inclusive, I mean looking at those that have existing businesses that need funding to be funded also. All these needs to be included in social protection programs for a better and enhanced wealth creation in Delta State and in Nigeria at large. Thank you.